Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of A Drink with
MERI
and MINA.
Hey! I hope you enjoyed our vlog last week, by the way, well, a few days ago.
The super 16K video
Quality.
vlog.
God, premium on point. It was a very impromptu vlog, you know?
Oh.
And our phones weren't that great. Common mine was like iPhone 7 or 6. I don't even know what that was. But anyhow, we put ourselves out there and we were in a drinking environment. Yes.
Yeah. And you guys seem to be enjoying videos of us drinking.
Yeah.
And vlogging as well. I think we got a lot of requests for vlogs, so we thought we would give it another go. I'm not gonna lie, I think I kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, it is what we do on a regular basis because we tend to put it on our story a lot. But now instead of putting in our story, we're just putting it out there public.
Yeah.
Her account's public anyway, so it's not a big deal for her. But to me, it's quite a big deal. I usually don't put a lot of in my story, but even when I do, it's usually like memes or mate. And there's a close friend tab on Instagram, which is so amazing. I tend to use that quite a bit. So yeah, but we were in a drinking environment. It was a fun night, but everyone was very respectful. It wasn't it? Like the crowd was very good vibes. Towards the end,
yeah, it was quite nice vibe, man. I think we're gonna take up dancing lessons now because.
Oh, did you guys go on Monday?
Yes, didn't make it. It was supposed to be 8:20. I woke up at 8 o'clock.
Oh my god,
so
that's
I was like, oh no.
Well, we'll go this Monday.
I really wanted to.
Yeah, there's one like next to Hamrock area, and then it's £10 for a lesson, or 11 I believe, and then 13 for 2. And I've just sent to the girls that let's just go, whenever. So if we go, then you'll see more vlogs there. Hopefully. Let's not promise things that we can't do.
We'll see how it goes. But anyway, thank you so much for loving our last podcast. I think we touched up a little bit on our income issues. Hopefully, I think fingers crossed, we'll probably start a Patreon sometime soon.
Yeah.
And we'll let you know the details. But today is all about a couple of major cases that have happened and that have kind of, I would say, triggered us, not because of the main event, because we are quite used to the main events, but of how
it has been dealt,
responded to it and how it was dealt with. So we thought we'd be the judge and also give our fucking opinions.
As always, if you don't know, if you don't know by now, where are you living? Let's start with that. It's the Miruna case where she was at the premiere in Kabaddi, and one of the monks. Should I even highlight that part? One of the boys, basically, he just thought it'd be a good idea to grope her ass, and it wasn't like a one-time event. According to her, it was Tinsuti, like she's explained in a video, it's like Tinsuti gore like 3 times. So first two times she kind of brushed it off because you're in an environment like that, and which is quite common. And to be fair, us being girls, especially Nepalese, in the society where men are brought up to think it's okay to do all of these things very openly, you have a very thick skin over those things. Okay, you're just like, yeah, whatever. And obviously the upbringing of you're a woman, you should keep quiet, that doesn't help either. And on the 3rd time, he literally grabbed her ass, or shall we say pinched her ass, and then she turned around and just slapped him. I believe that was fucking awesome. I actually applaud that. Like, well done you had the balls to do it. And I feel like everyone should, but obviously we can't. I know.
Yeah. Okay, well, so funny thing is, I've been in the same situation. We were like a house party, and then but it was a misunderstanding, to be honest. But how this guy dealt was so different to how this guy in Miruna's case dealt with. So I was on somebody's back dancing around, we were all drunk, and then all I felt was a slap on my bum.
Yeah.
I turned around and I saw this guy and I slapped him across his face.
Yeah.
But he was shocked at what I did. Turns out it was my friend who slapped my bum and ran away. And then he just happened to be behind me.
No!
I know. And then bless him, he was like, we found out what happened. And then the guy came up to me and was like, it's okay, I understand why you did it.
That is so...
And honestly,
do you know that...
Mr. Actually, I want to name him.
Name him, please.
Mr. Rajan Thapa, you are a gentleman. Like, you are one of the good guys that I've had the opportunity or the pleasure to meet in my life. And he was like, he just straight up, he was drunk. He could have made a fuss about it. And then he came up to me and was like, I understand why you did it. He was like,
that's the difference between... I mean, you couldn't help it because, like you said, you understood, like he understood why you did it because that's your defense mechanism, right? Like, you can go through a series of things. Like, I'm personally the one who actually goes into shock. So I'm just like, there, like, I freeze. And then Pachi, it's a bit too late to respond. Okay? And some people, like, and we had that incident about Susmita Boini as well, where she was raped multiple times by the same person. And people were telling about why didn't she report it soon enough. Like, I understand it because when I've been sexually assaulted, I am the person who freezes. So assault and a rape, there is massive difference. So you can only understand how would she have, like, dealt with. There's so much trauma and issues going through it. So I applaud people who actually genuinely react so quickly, just like slap mac it and then just get it done over and deal with that.
But it takes you a few assaults to get there as well.
Yeah,
because
fair enough.
When I was first being touched as a child, like I had the same reaction. I would freeze, and you get to a point where Susmita case, I think I definitely want to discuss it in detail because she is a perfect example of what happens and how people react along the way and to what she is now and what has all this trauma changed her to be. I haven't watched many videos about it. All I knew was from you guys saying, oh, this guy groped his ass like 3 times and then she turned around and slapped him, and turns out he was a monk, and people are making a big fuss about that, so we need to make a big fuss about that as well. But what was more disappointing was our one of the most prominent mortgage advisors in the Nepalese community.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He sent out this. Well, I saw the screenshot. He basically said, "Oh, if you're a celebrity, you should be going out with bodyguards.
Bodyguard
like
security.
If it was Alia Bhatt, I would have pinched her as well." And I'm like.
And then he says, he ends it saying, "Maza gore goe."
Yeah.
So basically means just kidding. Number A, you're like representing a massive influence in the Nepalese diaspora because you're a mortgage advisor and you're basically practically advertise your bloody poster in every single nook and town of our area and anywhere, like basically everywhere there's Nepalese people, you're there. Yeah. And your name has your name and then the mortgage advice Rico, the company's name.
It says advice, and I'm like, if your reputation, if your thinking is so misogynistic, advice,
and like, it's so disgusting, like misogynist, but the fact that everyone says it's Nepalma because people are illiterate there, people don't know, but you're in the UK, you've lived here long enough. Do you not have like sisters, brothers, sisters, mother? You might have daughter in the future, so are you gonna tell them like, if his wife gets raped, God forbid, is he going to be like, oh, you asked for it? Because that's what it literally tells me he's implying. Yeah.
The bloody thing is, he doesn't. This is thing. It's like, oh, because you're a celebrity, you can be touched. So it's your fault for not going out with the bodyguards. Not you as a man shouldn't have touched her without her permission. No, you as a celebrity have the right to go around anywhere just as any other person.
Exactly.
No, nothing along that line. Like you could have responded to this incident in so many different decent ways, but you fucking chose to put it on a public media
and end it with Alia Bhatt the morning chimar dinte majak gareko hai. I swear to kid you not, me and my friends, we were raging on the group chat. I wanted to slap him across the screen.
But he's stupid though. He's stupid for doing that. Like, do you not have a publicist or whatever who advises what you should put out and not put out when you're a media personality or when you're such a important person in the community?
I don't think he thinks, but I'm so glad whoever shot it, and that person, internet is a viral space, right? Everyone's just like wildfire. And I hope this podcast reaches to you. That would be iconic. That would be iconic, because
that comment probably came out from his balls. He probably was thinking from his balls.
I mean, I don't give two shits. From what he said, he's literally inviting all of that, and then telling women you shouldn't have been there, you shouldn't go out. Is the whole, we're like, oh, let's just leave our past behind, but why are you bringing up? Why do people like you still exist in this world?
I don't know whether it's the heat in this room or because I'm talking about this issue. Like, I'm like sweating from under. Like,
just
I never
take it,
sweat.
just take your top off.
Anyway, like that man, let's not even waste any amount of time discussing about how that man responded. But so what followed after that? So all I've seen is this video of this one woman who says, oh, I'm a woman activist. I deal with
fucking bollocks.
I protest or I advocate women who are being raped, sexual assault. So you don't make it a big issue because you were just groped. And I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? In one hand, you're saying that you represent an advocate for women who have been sexually assaulted, but you don't understand what sexual assault is it? Like, just because you are raped or you're penetrated, sexual assault has
many levels.
No matter how many levels it is, you cannot undermine one experience and one trauma from the other. Sexual assault is sexual assault, trauma is trauma.
And it has different effect on different people.
Yeah.
It's like how you're raised as well. Like, for example, we've got like quite thick skin because we are like, born and bred. We just literally were like, fucking deal with it, kalke environment manita. But like kids these days, especially, they're very sensitive to things like this, And obviously, if you're born and bred here, it's like a whole different, like, obviously your upbringing, a lot of things has got to do with a lot of things, like how you'd react and how you'd get there. But that woman, oh my God, that woman winds me up. Like, so this interview, right, she's actually heated up. Yeah, she's pissed off. So she's times 2 of us where we are right now. So she's pissed off at the fact that Miruna is reacting that way. I'm like, bro, have you never been like ever done like that before? Or do you think male supremacy is still so up there that you're just like, oh, let me applaud him type ko kya? Oh, this woman bores me.
Male supremacy ko kura pan chaina ke? Like, it's a fucking woman telling another woman to meme down a little bit because her sexual assault is not as great as the ones that she's dealing with, the cases that she's dealing with. Like that. Who the fuck are you to be the judge of how much trauma that Miruna suffered? First of all. Second of all, like, this woman, I swear to God, malai यस्तो रिस उठ्छ के ठुलो इस्यु नबनाऊ तिमी ठुलो इस्यु नबनाऊ रे के ठुलो इस्यु नबनाएर त it's come to a point where a person like that is being publicly assaulted and plus after all getting ridiculed about it. Why is it not a ठुलो issue नबनाऊ न ठुलो issue बनाऊ. And we need to do it.
And I did not like this literally pisses me off. And the fact that okay, so I've literally sunk myself into a lot of TikToks and a lot of comments about it because I just cannot, right? I just can't help it. So I'm one of those people. And then I went through like quite a few posts, like I think they didn't go out, to be fair, like 5-6 posts, and I was fucking done. Comments on there, it's not even from like, okay, men, but let's just ignore, no hopes there for now. Women, okay, like this is how we don't support our women enough के अनि त तपाईलाई कसले जानु भन्थे त त्यस्तोमा अनि कमेन्ट्स केटाहरुको चाहिँ फुल त हो भमरा भम्री हाल्छ नि अनि I'm like, what लामा हो रेस्पेक्ट गर्नुपर्छ गुरुहरुले त कहिले त्यस्तो गर्दैन bro
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you गुरुहरुले किन गर्दैन bullshit. My house is literally next to a gumba. Right, in Nepal, my house is literally on the way to one gumba, and there is like a restaurant across the gumba, and every time you walk there with just you or just two girls, you get hooted, shouted, verbally sexual assault every single time you go there. And you're telling me lama le testo gardena. The lama you go, like the Rinpoche you go once there's a big event, that's a different kind of person. But they are growing up as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. They all go through the hormonal changes and whatnot.
Exactly.
And they're like sikaune mancheru kosto so like everyone's just the same kuyego alu ke, like they just think it's okay to grope a woman and everything. It's okay to tease a woman across the road without like oh, it just boils me. The comment about lama or posakma bako manchele ke gardena, that was like fucking I was done.
You stupid. Are you fucking stupid? Lama ho ke ni gardena ule. Do you know that person?
There was this TikTok video that was very good though. Like if I find it, I'll link it here, one of the girls, she finds a video of Miruna being groped and the era manchele video. So I love the internet because everyone has camera everywhere. It's just fucking brilliant.
Easy to find evidence.
So literally you can see his reaction go story takma halera. So like what are you telling me he just got the shawl jharera so he's like trying to pick it up? Cuz no, he does this and literally story hercha ke.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I honestly feel I applaud her, but I feel like it wasn't enough. If it was like I don't know, it's just
like no, like
public
violence is not the answer, but at that moment, I mean, to be honest, I'm पनि यस्तो भन्दिनु न मिरुनाको झापड त्यत्रो चाक्लो छालामा के थोरै लाग्यो होला ठुलो इश्यू नबनाऊ
त्यही त we could have just said there was like a jinga on his face like ooh who knows
wasn't it because didn't they publicly make up or something after
that? Oh okay, don't even get me started. Okay, so you publicly make up mine.
I'm getting all the juice from here, yeah.
Okay. So I don't know half the things. No insult to the Kabaddi 4 team. Apparently they've been very supportive to Miruna and whatnot. So which is amazing. So Dayang Rai, Miruna and this Lama, they are like photo doing like this. I don't know what event it was. Like I don't even give a shit to be honest. Comments mage. Dayang daile, Kaji daile milai deko. I'm like, excuse me. So you have to suddenly bring a man to solve this problem. Ani it's okay Kaji daile bhanera chai re ke. Miruna le gareko bhai chai okay types nahune re ke. So Miruna basically wrote a paragraph explaining huncha ni all that and whatever, and there was a lot of reasonings behind Miruna like because she's Buddhist as well and Buddhist man obviously I know it makes sense.
It must have been hard for her to like go against her own religion then
exactly,
but something compelled in her to do it.
Exactly,
it was that disgusting to her, she just didn't. She's not stupid, okay? A woman who's gone to that length from here, UK, to there to make something out of herself, she's not stupid. She's all there. So she basically, I guess it was a heat of a moment response as well, but it was the right response.
I don't care. I'm not gonna say she's wrong at all. Like I feel like he could have. To be honest, I'm more violence promote garden now, but I feel like he should have got fucking another one as well, to be fair. But anyhow, Theo photo market, oh my god. The comment were like still Miruna wrote like an apology, which I don't think she should have written.
She wrote an apology?
Wrote an apology, but then it was like an explaining herself type, okay, like on the circumstances. Kino my days, this type, okay, justifying it. But I was like, why do you have to do that, sis? Like you don't have to justify the actions you took because of someone else's score. Because every action has a reaction now, okay, and like I don't think she should have, but. Fair enough, like manchela pause then, but even there, oh my god, this winds me up. They're like, oh, Kaji dale milai ko, lama bhayera pani like esto गर्ने हो, तिमी नै wrong हो, celebrity भएर यो movie लाई ban गरिदिनु पर्छ अरे. I'm like, how are you banning this entire movie based on that incident that is not entirely her fault? Okay?
Exactly.
Did she ask for it? I don't think she was wearing anything to ask for it. Like you guys say, "Lagaera mata you ask for it."
Was it Dayang Rai that was on the Dayang Dai on the Dayang Dai le milaideko type ko?
No, basically picture. Okay, I don't know the whole context of it. No, picture ma chai Miruna, that Lama and Dayang Dai थियो, and then they had like uske. So basically, okay. So Miruna ko interview ma chai what she said was after she Zabarani publicly she reacted. That was it. That she wasn't gonna press charges on him. Apparently, he didn't even look guilty or like. He was like, I don't care type of smiling. So she went on press charge on him, legally. Because she was like, I couldn't sit right with him, which is fucking brilliant. Like, that's how you should be dealing with. Exactly. And that is like such a nice example for all these Nepalese women are out there. Not even like young kids are growing up, like, you know, teenagers are like, okay, this is what I should be doing. Maybe like, like you could freeze like I do. But if you follow up with things like that, that's how it gets started, like that's how rumors spread. Finding upon it, so it's just like that's how you create awareness.
Because there's lack of consequences for these men.
Exactly.
Yeah? So any woman will know, even the men will know. Nah, if you go out in a public bus in Kathmandu or wherever, like the amount of times that they do this, these guys they need to learn that they cannot go on doing this and having no consequences to it. Okay?
My grandparents, my cousins, they've just started to ride scooters. My grandparents still think that's safer than going on a public bus.
Exactly.
Because it is that bad. Okay? And I kid you not, when we sit on a public vehicle, our bags are already estodi, okay? Just to protect what we can. Oh my God. And they put the micro in Kathmandu like they're like sardines in the sea, like
didn't they once come out with like female only buses or whatever?
No, female only seats,
female only seats.
This one any fight bro, like it says mahila
like
here.
Like honestly, you don't need to protect us, just fucking punish the ones who are doing it. Go to the source of the problem, okay? Don't try and control or change the result of it. You go to the source of the problem, because until unless the source of the problem is fixed, you can't change what's gonna happen.
You know, like, you know how I feel like us on this podcast ranting on it is facts, basically. It's not even a rant. Us on this podcast expressing how we feel, and there's many women out there, we talk like this everywhere every day. Like, I'm not even kid you not, like if there was a tally of a woman talking about it, like per minute at least 20 women in their life, or second, let's just say second but the fact that every time we talk about it on the media, on our social media, we're just looked up like pagal voice type.
Pagal voice, they regard it as feminist. Kitty manchiru like we are becoming more modern, and I'm like, define modern, define feminism. You don't even fucking understand it,
exactly,
bitch. Like,
because you're not it. You're not it. Let's start there. Only this woman who just raged at Miruna saying thulo issue bhayo हैन, she ain't either.
Timro sexual assault sano थियो, thulo issue नबनाऊ रे, bitch. तँको होस् त्यसलाई सानो र ठुलो भन्ने तैँले भोगेको हो र. She basically gave, she not only said ठुलो इस्यु नबनाऊ, तिमीले हाम्रो यहाँ ठुल्ठुलो रेप केसेसहरू छ, हामीहरू we deal with that, तिम्रो यो सानो छक्क छुको चाहिँ केसै ठुलो इस्यु नबनाऊ, तिमी ठुलो इस्यु नबनाऊ. And I'm like,
but it starts from there, nip it in the fucking bud.
It starts from there. So second of all, you're saying it out in the public that it's okay for men to just assault girls. As
long as you don't rape, just don't penetrate.
उसलाई चाहिँ उसको अब I'm gonna get explicit. उसको मुजी भित्र तिमीले औँला नहालेसम्म, उसको मुजी भित्र तिमीले तिम्रो लाडो नहालेसम्म, it's okay रे. हैन? तर चाकमा हाल्यो भने चाहिँ ठिकै हुन्छ है, because चाक is not considered.
But दुध छोए नि हुन्छ है.
दुध छोए चाहिँ हुन्छ है.
And oh my God, don't even get me started. Okay, so apparently men have issues of women breastfeeding in the public day. है so her feeding a child उलाई उनीहरुलाई इश्यू भयो रे तर त्यही इश्यू उनीहरुले यसरी कोटाएर हेर्दा चाहिँ इश्यू भएन रे है राइट पब्लिकली यसरी छोएर हैन बसमा चाहिँ इट्स फाइन नो इश्यू रे आमाले आफ्नो बच्चालाई सरले ढाकेर खुलाउन चाहिँ अलि पछि खुलाउनु न यस्तो के आम ब्रो लाइक
I mean like तैले चाहिँ नचुसी हुर्केको होस् क्या
हैन तर Nepal, like, we are quite poor as a country, yeah. Not everyone has fucking feeding bottles, and natural feeding is the best way to feed a child. Yeah. Feed, how is that an issue to you?
No, a lot of people have breast pumps.
Exactly. Like, it just stresses me out. Ule चाहिँ कोटाएर हेर्नु हुने रे आमाले दुधको लागि
बच्चा भोकाइरहेछ बच्चालाई खाना दे बरु तेरो आँखा बन्द गर be a decent man and just turn away.
Exactly.
How is that?
Why do you have to see?
Problem solved.
Why do you have to see?
Problem solved. तेरो यो मुख किन चलाइराख्नु पर्यो? Problem solved.
Oh my god. अर्को कुरा so they start talking about like हुन्छ नि okay. Why are we at the topic? I know. Oh, I'm just
like
bringing it all in.
Be a long
I give two shits. Why are we at the topic? This is going to away from the topic, but it is still relevant. And feminist or racist. अनि तिमीले किन आफ्नो body बेच्छ त type को के? Exactly. My point is, why are you going there? And then number two, that's still her profession. Yeah. Just because she's getting paid for, it doesn't mean you can touch her inappropriately. Yeah. The reason why you're there is because she consent you to be there.
Yeah.
But in the midway through, even like you're halfway through the sex, if she says no, it is a no. I'm sorry, like you got scammed. Like they're a place to suck you. Like who gives a shit? I know. If you're having sex, I know. With this dude and then he doesn't like the things you're doing and if you say no, that's still a no.
Yeah.
Just
this is what I used to from my childhood I used to think like these are the girls why we are safe. Yeah, the ones who are not.
Okay, if you haven't watched this movie called Netflix Masa Gangubai Bane.
Oh
yeah, please do fucking watch it. That's the prime example of a woman in the profession still standing up for her people and perfect example of boss ass bitch and still being a feminist. Okay, like have you seen it? Oh my god. Okay,
I really watched it.
Oh my god. I literally love that film. I was just like, yeah, you do that, Kitty. You do that.
Well, honestly, you Miruna sis, if you're watching, well done.
Well done. We applaud you. We are with you. Like
you did not need to justify your action. Mm-hmm. All you could have said was, okay, I reacted in a violent way, but I couldn't have controlled my reaction at that moment. As a woman, I felt anger, and just like anybody else in anybody else's situation, you cannot control how you behave.
Of course.
But for us, you did the right thing, love. You did the right thing. Do not even apologize. Do not even justify why you did it. You did it because you did it. Fuck it. If they are like trying to justify why you shouldn't have done that, fuck it, love.
I feel like a lot of things could have gone through her head after that. What incident have happened? Like she said, she was Buddhist. So when you're like religious on it, that's like आफूले नै रिलिजन अपमान गरेको टाइपको त्यस्तो गिल्ट फिलिङहरु नै आयो होला नि त उसमा but I honestly don't think that is needed at all because if you can't respect his religion then or if you can't even respect humanity because I believe that's beyond religion like his religion lies nowhere like listen, period
like fuck everything else you defended yourself and that's your only explanation, that's your only justification, nothing else. Nobody else has the right to question you, nobody else has the right to ask or demand an apology or demand a justification. You do not need to explain what you did, why you did. You just fucking period, stop.
I just love Nepali public. Right? Poster demolish गर्न गएको अरे मिरिना मगरको कमेडी फोको है
अनि के पाउँछ तिनीहरुले त्यो गरेर
अनि quite a few actresses पनि I believe अनि पब्लिकले हामी मिरिनालाई अब नायिका भन्दैन तल कोले भन भनेछ त नि Is she begging for it? No. हामी नायिका मान्दिन रे Who asked for it?
नमानेर हुन्छ उसको आफ्नो एक्टिङ देखेर लाइक अरूले मान्छ नि
but then who asked for your opinion?
Who you, bitch? Who you?
I swear to God, these comment sections are so entertaining. I'm just like, people are this stupid.
Like, it's any. First of all, tero opinion kule sodyo. Second of all, तँलाई किन ओपिनियन दिनु पर्यो तेरो मामला हो साले गदा
त्यही त नायिका मान्दिन like who cares, like is she gonna cry over it? No, like
boo.
त्यही त she's got thousands of followers हैन
अनि त्यही
त अनि 500 जनाले अनफलो गरेर के हुन्छ? It's not gonna botch. She's just like an ant, man. Like bye bye जाने बजा
यो पछि हामी नायिका मान्दिन भन्ने यो मान्छेहरु पनि क्लाउडको लागि त आको नि. They just wanted to jump in on the trend so that they would get a little bit of, you know, push in their own career. Like,
it's just so hilarious. I just love Nepali public. Like sometimes it's just like you're entertaining. Only yesterday, how many Nepali medium? Okay. So after all of this has been peaking after Susmita Boyniku incident. Everyone's coming out, you know. How many Nepali medium? Only peak. What's the bad influence on the god? People know finally after so many years that they can actually speak for it. Okay, I'm sorry we don't have medias like Adstock. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not even sorry. I'm trashing Indian TV at this point. We don't have channels like Adstock to just report scandalous news. Like
soon enough, outer.
But they're like, oh, India ma matra huncha re bro. Border based ta hamrai celebrity la ho ni. Haina lane ta hamrai celebrity ho ni ta. So kino huncha ta tya? It's because they're taking it from ours. And do you think Indian authority comes and no, it's our brothers and uncles who's selling us care.
Oh my god. Honestly, sachi mota like
you know, like I will tell you this much, right? I feel every woman is an activist in herself, okay? Like you don't need to allocate. Like every woman is an activist in herself, okay? So I think my bada is social activist on it. No, we're born with it because you guys made us do it.
Yeah, we're born with it, and now we get conditioned to be one.
Exactly
because you guys won't fucking respect our boundaries. Two, you guys won't defend if somebody actually acts up like Miruna did. Like, where are you when you need to defend her? If there are people who are speaking against her, there should be people who should be speaking for her because she did the right thing. Bad influence, fucking bad influence. Right influence, because you were so scared of changing the status quo. Like, go fuck yourself. Like, media is for everybody to put their opinions out there. If you can't respect if her opinion and if her response was not what you liked, turn the media off. Go fucking stay in your room.
Unfollow button chani, block button chani, bro.
Exactly.
Esto subida cha ki like you can literally filter out the words that you don't want to see as well, okay?
जबरजस्ती हेर्न लगाउँछ र तिमीहरुलाई कसैले
त्यही त गन हालेछ ल हेर भनेर Nepali media, I just love it. Okay.
Honestly, yes, Miru says, well done to you. Hats off. You keep doing what you just did. You keep doing it. Don't even fucking.
Maybe you could be the right activist to promote Nepali women out there, unlike all the celebrities.
Not like these that like fucking goes, probably has coffee in a meeting with all the high people from the society, talks about activism and all that, and then local Thama Goera takes a photo with a little vulnerable person every now and then just does it. Like, once this man made a comment, okay, and I could not respond to it. Like, half the women activists, like, I wouldn't say women activists, but some of the women activists in Nepal, okay, Kathmandu, all they do is have meetings in like 5-star hotels, behind rooms, coffee, about how they could lead this activism forward, but of only a handful of them are seen in the field, okay?
And the field map, when they turn up, it's just for, you know,
photo
clout.
Photo op.
Era anath ashram थियो के अनाथ आश्रम भएन. It's like women are like empower गर्ने खालको आश्रम, to be precise, हैन? अनि हाम्रो एउटा like one of our ठुलिआमा, we call her Pupu, but is my mom's Pupu, but we call her Pupu. So she's everyone's Pupu. So Pupu went, and then she whatever money she could have saved, couple of £100, okay, she was like, I want to donate to celibacy.
Yeah.
Right? So she worked hard enough, she provides for the family, whatever money she had put aside, she wanted to donate it to sisters who've been trafficked, who've been, everything. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
When she went there, she wanted to give the money herself.
Yeah.
I mean, as you should. Yeah. You're the person who's donating. However you want to donate, you donate. I know.
Yeah.
And then they said to her, yo khata number ma transfer kodinu, it's the types. And she wanted to meet that person. And she was like, okay, I want to meet you. Like,
As
I want to.
As a donor, she has the right to see where the money is going.
Yeah, no. Basically, she wanted to see the person. She wanted to basically thank for providing this space for all these people. Like, genuinely, like, Monday, she went. Okay.
Yeah.
And then she went there, and then apparently the lady was never available for her because her donations weren't big enough for her to buy time. Okay? So apparently she only bought donations of something amount on the basis on she should come see them types. Okay? So Danny money's okay. I don't know. So if you saving couple £100, that's a lot of money in Nepal rupees, and that doesn't cut to the chase. Okay, you need to buy their time. I get it, you're busy, you're trying to reach out worldwide people, everything, I get it, but you should still value someone else's time who's coming out of the way to donate it to your organization.
5 minutes
No.
Like, did the money reach you well?
No, apparently she waited.
Do you need anything else?
Apparently she waited 3 weeks when she was in Nepal, and on the 4th week, she just gave the money and then she left her. Okay? And then she was like, I don't think I will donate it ever again, because she really liked the cause, so she donated. She was like, I don't think I'll ever donate it again in here because of a bad experience. Okay? So you can't be begging people saying, oh, donate, and then you can't keep your old customers. Like, it's basically
it's, see, these charity organizations that have like layers of admin stuff. To keep things organized and coordinated, you do have to have people there in places and admin tower. That's fine, that's fair enough. But some of these charity organizations that are open to scam money out of people are basically, honestly, they're making it so hard for the authentic, real charities to get money.
Period. Okay, so अघिको त्यो फुपूको सिचुएसन हैन, she could have just said हुन्छ नि म तपाईलाई भेट्न सक्दिन, I'm really busy but really thankful for your money. Message fine. किन तपाईले चाहिँ यति डोनेट गरे भने चाहिँ म भेट्न आउँछु, नत्र आउँदैन, त्यो मेसेज उलाई किन सुन्नु पर्यो? If she had just said हुन्छ नि, okay, I can't meet you, I'm really busy हैन, but really thankful, that's more than enough. उले चाहिँ सोच्छ नि त, ए घर गरे she's very busy, she's doing a lot of things, that's fine, at least I gave my money भने. But now she's gone home thinking I didn't do enough to make an effort. Or uto kosto fake right, so type ko vibes ayo nta.
Yeah, exactly.
Just why
so be very careful about where you donate. Like, I've donated a couple of times for my birthday, which like, I have very generous friends. These guys are like always donate money for my birthday, and the amount, like, I researched properly where the money went. One time it went to Help for Nepal, which is like a very trusted place. One time it went to this Kaji Jujudai, who actually goes out in the field and like feeds homeless people, feeds pandemic throughout market. So I saw exactly where my money went, and I did not need a receipt to say, oh, I've received your money. I did not need a list of how my money was spent, because I trusted that person.
Or you needed your signature or name on the wall. Okay, let's just start.
I did not need a signature and a nameplate on my, and mind you, for my birthday, and it was a big amount. I mean, for me, it's a big amount, like $1,000 each time. Like, that's like what, 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh each time. That's a big amount, but I did not need like a fucking, oh, this person has donated 80 amount, a recognition, a post. I did not need all that from their side. I did it from my side because I wanted to sort of influence people around me to see what change or what effect we can make if we just come together.
I feel like more especially after my dad's cancer episode, and even to that, I mostly donate to researchers rather than a charity, unless the charity is very close to my heart, and then someone like Cape whatever I will but rather than giving to charities, I give it to research, because at the end of the day, they're always going to come up with new medicines and whatnot. So it's going to be easier for our kids if they suffer from something like medically advanced. So those are the things I personally donate to. Unless it's like in Nepal, it's either charities in Nepal, but obviously that is quite 50-50. You have to look into it. But generally just researchers, that's where I put my money in.
But anyway, let's go on to the other big case of Nepal that came out before Miruna.
Oh god.
Miruna Boini, is she Boini for me? I think she's Boini for me.
I think she's Boini for you.
Yeah. So Sushmita Boini, I think.
Oh, she's Boini.
Sushmita Boini. Like your case pani, I have not seen any other videos. All I've seen is just her post on Instagram.
Usko post say I personally couldn't watch all of it. I first, because TikTok marahita and it got removed and it was on Instagram, so I've watched the first few Thora clips, I think, and then I just skipped because I was just like, this is too much for me to handle. Like, it's that intense. Like, more like I don't think I was in the right headspace to even digest it. But I spoke for her. Like, obviously I shared her things on Instagram, whatever. More affiliate, I couldn't really more socky again. I was just like, like, people like this exist in our world.
And you know what, Sushmita Boini, if you're watching this, you were very, very brave to put everything out there.
Yeah.
Ani, I'm gonna tell you why your story was so genuine. I watched all 20 and as you know, my background is I was I was a caseworker for domestic and sexual abuse work, support sexual abuse victims. So for the 2 years that I worked there, I kind of knew the behaviors, the patterns. You do learn a little bit. And Sushmita Boiniko's case was so genuine because, like, the things that she said, it is so true, and it matches some of the cases that I've seen, and it matches some of the profiles, and it's so true. It's so easy for people to say, oh, if it was that bad, why were you in it for so long? And I'm like, bitch, you don't understand that you don't have the choice. When you first get assaulted, you don't have the choice, right? But once you go into an assault, it sends you on a spiral of emotions, and before you know it, you're in a cycle. Just like anything else, you're in a cycle, and you keep going over and over and over and over and over again, and you keep asking for help. You get rejected. You learn from that. You feel, oh, I can't ask for help because I will get rejected, or I will get. You just go. The amount of people that let her down.
I mean,
it's shocking for people, but let me tell you, in most of my cases, that's a normal amount. Not everybody says it's not right what happened with her, but nobody has the time, the dedication to come down and actually help her, because it takes a lot of patience and a lot of grit in you to support somebody who's gone through so much. First, she was blackmailed in a society where if you're not a virgin, there's no prospect for your marriage. You will get shamed, named. You will probably commit suicide. If somebody has naked photos of you and has raped you under such circumstances, and if that person is blackmailing, saying, you come here, otherwise I will leak these. And those one photo, doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna hear her side of the story. All they're gonna see on the internet are the photos and how slutty she would be. Nobody cares. They will just look at the photos. They will probably believe him because he's a prominent person in the society.
Not even prominent boy, they will just believe anything a male says. Let's just say.
And on top of that, he's got links. He's got links with whatever,
and then she was trying to be a model. So it's like toilet khojeko type.
That would be exactly the same reaction that people would give. It's like you went there as a 16-year-old. Like as a 16-year-old woman who's trying to be independent in a society where you guys are made so dependent on your parents, on your sisters. She was trying to change things for her, but it was honestly.
Plus, like modeling career, okay, you better start it early, okay. That's how it starts, a modeling career. You start early and then you retire early. Well, if you're lucky enough, you go on further, but that's how it goes. And then that's what she was trying to do. She was a career-oriented lady. She wanted to start a career.
Yeah.
Bang, bang, boom. But obviously, that wasn't the case for her.
Yeah. And then came her boyfriends. Like, the he blackmailed her, like fucking did everything that he. Let's not even go into that. That was like wrong through and through. That fucking asshole. Oh my god. But the boyfriends, right? This is. So, she has no outlet. Alright, let me explain it that way. She has no outlet for all this trauma that she's feeling. And when you're in such a low place where you have asked for help but you haven't got any help, you got rejected, and people are pointing fingers at you, you have low self-esteem and everything. If you're that desperate for help, you will grab onto any kind of help and affection you get. And that was her boyfriends, okay? Because they were affectionate towards her, but they were also abusive towards her. But you don't see the abuse. All you see is this man is nice to me 1% of the time.
Yes, and another thing is there's a lot of underlying issues, like you said. That Geta is only nice to her 1% of the time. But her trust in men is so down, okay? Bar nei chaina, okay? There's no bar to meet, and that is just our Nepali society. And I'm sorry to say this, but more than 80% of the male, they kind of sort of lie in that. People have changed. They're trying to educate themselves. Usko examples ne testa thenta. So what does she think is this is normal, okay? It's very normal. Okay, this is how I should be treating. Maybe her friends' relationships, or well, if she had one, usko boyfriend or they were like having the same issues like one, and she probably thought it's normal. This is how relationships work. And that 1% love she got, which she didn't get from her rapist or her manipulator or perpetrator or whatever you want to call it.
That she asked help.
So she kind of latched onto that.
Exactly. That's what happens. That's how victims cope. They hold on to the 1% of goodness that this person holds, because that's the only 1% of goodness that she's getting from anywhere.
For like a lot of the divorce cases or everything you go through, there's to be fair, let's not even go that far. Your friends have broken up, right? And your friends, you know the person is not the right person, but then every time you're trying to explain to them, they only bring the best part out, okay? But is this the God? But other days they're like, oh, he doesn't do this. But when it's time to like, okay, I need to quit, you think of the good moments. Okay? That is literally what we are trying to explain.
You know what it is? It's the glimmer, the one tiny ray of hope that you're holding on to, because you are in such a destitute and desperate situation. You just grab onto that for dear life. Okay? That's why you tolerate, like this one boyfriend was beating her up, but she was tolerating it because that is easier for her than to be alone and probably be suicidal.
And probably to explain to the next boyfriend she's gonna have that whole thing again. How
many people can she explain it to? She explained it to so many people.
Exhausted
not people understand. And the girls as well that were her friends,
I won't call her friends.
Nepalma everywhere. What happens is, when you see somebody going through that level of trauma, one, you don't know how to deal with it. Two, you think it's not your problem. You probably have shit going on in your own life. I don't like, okay, just check on them. Like, check on them and see how you can help them, rather than, oh, she's trouble, let's stay away from her. Because if हिलोमा भएको मान्छेलाई कोले गएर तान्नु जान्छ, आफैलाई हिलो लाग्छ भन्ने खालको मेन्टालिटी हुन्छ नि No, everybody talks about that hilo, everybody talks about that pothole, but nobody goes and deals with it.
I mean, let's just talk about the person she reached out to, one of the celebrity, Malvika Subba. They were massive apology, okay? Few slides. I'm not trying to make this about myself, but it is about myself.
You know, every time statements come, no offense, but and then a sentence that offends you follows.
After I saw that, I had read. I was red. We were sharing on group chats like, what the fuck is she trying to say? Oh, okay, like the way she went on. Oh my god, she was one of the hopes for her as well. The boy nanda, and the way she just like bam ignored, okay. Like not even tried to do that on boycott naganire, but then she invited that perpetrator to her chorako bhat khulai and whatnot BS and she's like, oh, I don't keep links.
You know, Malvika ko say I'm kind of like half and half on her perspective, eh? I think I do believe her when she said I didn't know any better, eh? Because think about us. We grew up in Nepal and we came here, and at the age of 34 years now I slowly understand what grooming is. Now I slowly understand. It took me to a job. It took me to go to a job that actually deals with the cases to kind of understand what grooming is, what sexual abuse is, what this is, that is, and that is where I learned. Until then, I just didn't have much idea about it. Okay, so I do believe
that's fine, but you don't need to tell in every fucking interview that I empower women from like she's like literally like gone I empower women from she could have like just said, yeah, I didn't know any better, but types. I don't know. I just think it was very no. I don't like this one basically.
So basically, I do believe that Malvika Subba didn't know any better about the issues that Sushmita was dealing with, but I do not agree that she couldn't have done more to help her. You know, she could have done so much more to help her. Like, yeah, you do not understand what she was going through, but you could have checked up on her. You could have called around and asked her what happened. You could have tried and arranged help. If it was out of your control, you could have arranged help from others. And there could have been, yes, maybe she didn't know what it was, but she could have done more to understand what it was. She could have done more to help her. She could have done so much more, so different ways. So yeah, Malvika has no excuse in how she reacted. Like that part I don't like. She had more options, especially from a woman who was in such a powerful position than Susmita. She could have done so much more for her, but she didn't, and that's the end of it.
I honestly like adding on to what you just said, it's not like, to be fair, I've been there a lot of times. I'm not saying emotionally, you guys know that I've been through a lot of baggages in the past. Me asking help is not easy. Let me put it out there first. When you're an independent woman, you asking help, that's a struggle. So I can imagine how much desperate ask Malvika, yeah, okay, fair enough, she didn't know any better. But like you said, she could have directed her to somewhere else. That's not my problem. The words you choose, like, it haunts people, okay? I'm really sorry, I'm busy right now, let me get back to you. Get back you still like put a bit of hope in the person for a tiny bit. It's not my problem. That's just like fucked up shit, man. For her to, it's so it's hypocritical to the core, okay? The activist and her is equivalent for me, in my opinion. There is no difference. I'm sorry. I used to do this. I always felt like, bruh, fuck off, man. Like, grab your bags and go home. We don't need that shit.
But yeah, like the reason why I understood Malvika's side is because I even had like cases where there were people that I just could not help because it was beyond my capacity.
Yeah.
Like, I still remember this one particular, all my cases that I've seen, there was this one particular case where I still remember this girl. Oh my god, she was so much to handle and to help that she went beyond my control. Okay, but the thing is, the difference was after she went out of my hands. So she basically, so not giving out her confidential information, and the last I lost touch with her was when she was in a mental health hospital. Okay,
yeah,
because she was going through psychosis, and she was like begging me to get her out of the hospital, but I just could not, because one, I did not have the means to help. So if she's going through a psychosis, that's like hallucination.
Yeah,
You're not right there mentally. She's at the right place because she's at a mental health hospital.
Exactly.
If I get her out, and like for example, if I get her out, bring her to my house, what am I gonna do?
Data.
How am I gonna? I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a mental health person. And after that, I was like, you need to get help. Her daughter had been taken away by social workers because she just, and I had no control over that as well. But she was, I think, hopefully she does not blame me for that, but I got her, whether she liked it or not, but I got her to the right place where she should be.
Yeah.
And that was my responsibility, and I got her that. And even after that, I tried to contact her so many times, but her phone was gone into voicemail. And I was like, how do I get hold of this woman? Because I just don't know where. And that just died down. And to this day, I still think about her. And
But
I'm like,
you didn't see the words, it's not my problem neither. So that's the difference. Okay, after reach my time, yeah, like there's been times in the past, like I have had friends who've come to me when they're like, really low, my life ma, but like मैले physically help गर्न सक्दैन क्या मैले चाहिँ, and I'm struggling mentally as well. I told them I love you as a person, but मैले चाहिँ honestly मेरो boundaries चाहिँ यही हो हैन. I can't do anything furthermore to help you. I can tell you to get help, but I didn't never said that it's not my fucking problem.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm trying to say? Oily पनि I still like struggle to speak to her because of where the state she's at, and that I check on her once in a blue moon. That I never said it's not my fucking problem, and she can't use as her mental health excuse. Okay, like fuck off, man.
To be honest, she could have handled it better, and hopefully this becomes a lesson for her.
Yeah, in a good
not
way.
Already by now, and she's grown throughout the years and knows how to handle it better as well.
I mean, she's a human at the end of the day, no? Like, if you wanna, she can go two ways from me. Either learn from it or just be the same person as she is. No?
Is she helping Susmita at the minute?
I don't know. I literally don't follow her anymore. But even then, like, would Susmita take her help?
Yeah, that's
is the
true.
big question. Like, she's literally been the biggest traitor.
Yeah.
And the fact that
amends.
Yeah, and then the fact that she was like, you get a rapist, wanted everything explained, the fact that she still invited, just kind of like just ignored the part of what this person was, like a walking red flag, walking danger in the society. She ignored that thing. So, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't personally take her help if I were Susmita, because I'm just like, fuck off.
Right.
I'm better off without you.
Oh man, I don't know about much about because Superman. All I've seen is her doing, the other stuff like we do in this podcast. She's brought out issues that normally don't people talk about, but she honestly, in this case, she's at fault 100%.
Oh my god, I can't even. Oh yeah, and by the way, my parents are like huge Malvika follower. They've got like this Jivan Sati shit, and it's like some, like, mom apparently had a conversation with my didi, and then she was saying like, this is why you give an opportunity to learn to someone. Yeah. She was saying like, this is why we were talking about when you're not a virgin in this Nepalese society, you're just not respected. Something about that came up, right? Okay. Maslu just went like directly. Oh, and then she was saying like, well, she fell for so many boyfriends, so type one mom let this to comment on it. And my sister just said, what if it was your daughter? What would you have done? Yeah, so just put yourself in that situation, okay, and then that's your answer. Finished.
And is it wrong to have 4 boyfriends, 5 boyfriends, 6 boyfriends? Like, what's so wrong about it?
I don't care. Like, I don't care how many sexual partner that person has. I don't care how many like boyfriends they have. It's just when someone does you wrong, that is wrong.
Yeah.
End of. Like, you can have casual, like 10 partners and they can be respectful. You can have a boyfriend and he's been with you for 10 years and abusive. That's the worst. Is the boyfriend. I'm sorry, like, you've got to stand up for yourself. I know, and it's easier said than done, okay? And हामीले त पछाडी behind the screen we're like, oh, किन नगरेको? It's easy to say. Of course it's easy to say.
I think a lot of people need to understand what kind of, like, the cycle that abuse, like, cycle of abuse. I think a lot of people need to understand, because that explains a lot about why people stay in a abusive relationship. What makes them stay? If it was so bad, why did she stay? It will answer all your questions, because when you're in a cycle of abuse, when it's so normal for you, getting out of it is not easy.
And your friend circle really helps as well. Like, it either adds fuel to the fire or you either get out of it. It depends on how good your support system is, because they can't even express it, because they have this thing of, oh, I feel judged, you know, all that. Like her incident about Susmita बहिनीको त्यो के भन्छ रे पिकनिक जाने बेलामा के त टेन्टमा सुत्न गएको. Oh my god,
fucking.
After that, no mother.
केटाको girlfriendलाई त नि, like, I'm only put like त्यो let's not even go into the girlfriend, okay? Like, she was not supportive at all. Like, she probably was blindsided by her boyfriend or whatever. त्यो केटा, he's been rehired, hasn't he?
They company ma, by the way.
My life. Are you fucking kidding me?
Ani, I'm sorry, your girlfriend, I don't know. You must self-respect छैन भने your केटा did that to अर्को, like,
and you still trust him.
You still trust him. You still with him. Like, do you not have standards? I'm sorry, like.
अरु केटा पाएन क्या?
अनि स्ट्यान्डर्ड चाहिँ छैन के, बार नै कति लो. Maybe she is in that cycle as well. Like who knows?
Exactly. Get a better man. Like केटाहरु जति नि पाउँछ, जुन खुट्टा भयो.
Plenty of fish in the sea. Like Kajidai said, no?
Honestly, like these, but I honestly, I've never seen a victim put her trauma and her experience into words so perfectly.
And so boldly as well.
So boldly.
Like, she speaks volumes, okay? The way she makes you, like, a very good narrator.
Yeah.
Very good narrator.
Oh, by the way, can I say, I love how she speaks. I fucking love how she speaks. She's gorgeous as well, on top of that. Like, she has a fucking personality and an icon on her own. So,
I thought it was a filter.
Yeah.
I was like, filter, like, first, it took me like good 10 seconds. I was like, no, it's not. It's just her.
Honestly,
man.
Like, these Sushmita Boyne, you
like,
are
her story, like, you know, encouraged so many women out there, and then rape cases are the one by one, like, or a lot of it, or so many people were vocally speaking about, you know, oh, thank you, like, how I went through after stories. Like, I'm pretty sure Tinta gets out straight after that following up, and I was like, this is what we mean, like, this is why we're speaking volumes. Rape cases, yeah, because they've started to speak up.
It was always there.
It was always there.
It just wasn't being spoken about.
Like, you just tell, India ma mata huncha. Like, come on, bro, you don't have to look far, okay?
Jaha pani huncha.
And it begins home,
Yeah, it
begins home.
You know that you are more likely to be abused by somebody in the family than a stranger. Because to be able to abuse a person, you have to be able to abuse somebody, you have to be in a position of trust. And a strong standing on the person. Okay? So that's why a lot of abuses happen when, you know, our coaches to children who are coaching under them, because the parents trust the coach in that the children are in good hands. Or your uncle or your own aunt
or dad's friends
in the family that you can't. You're so scared that it will, destroy the dynamics of the family. You're not going to get believed. Like, everything happens in your own family.
It's in your own house. Only cousins are do, like if you got older cousins. It literally, all these stories that I know of people who've been assaulted, especially women surrounding me, it's all been family.
Exactly.
It's all been family, and it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I'm quite fortunate enough in that way, because I was all like brought up in a woman-hold family, and the men that were around in my family, they were quite, out there, respectful. So I'm very lucky, but not all of us are. Like, most of us aren't. Like, probably I'm 1 out of the 10. Yeah.
And girls will never speak about it so openly. Well, not never. We are doing it. Like, look at us. We've been sexually abused. Like, we're here speaking about it. If you talk to any woman, they will talk to another woman so easily about what they've been through, but they will probably not even utter a word to you. And same goes with men as well, because I've had a few men who have spoken to me about their sexual abuses and everything. And it's so fucking common, okay? Even in your own circumstance, you will know that there are a few. It will be rare for somebody to not have been abused.
Why is this a taboo? I don't understand it. Why is this a shame?
Why is shame attached to it? When it wasn't even your fault.
Your fault, and I don't really get it. Like, a lot of my guy friends as well, they've been approached inappropriately in hostels by Tulodais. Tulodais probably got the same treatment from their Tulodais, and this is just like a chain of.
Or neighbor or your uncle, like, it doesn't have to be. When a man's horny, it doesn't matter what's in front of him, whether it's a girl or a boy or a fucking goat. No wonder you.
Any hole is a goal for them.
Like, you can.
Goat, any hole is a goal.
But what's the point of being so serious about it? Let's just make it
It's okay. We always say as a society, it's the case outside. This is blatantly honest. It's the case outside. Everyone shares. Trends, but you don't really speak. Trigger. I'm just worked up, but they don't do this on a regular basis. Like, talk about this in your friends and family, man. Like, me and my friends, we talk about it. Casually, I'm the chia khaigo types. We're like, I've been sexually assaulted when I was this by this Tulodai. Remember that. Just don't just speak for the sake of speaking. Check on them, because trauma lies beyond your adult years. It grows, and then that's like a thing that if you feed onto it, it will grow more. So be there for them. Remember it. Like, actually ask to listen, not ask to reply. And that's the only thing you can do to help them. Obviously, you could do more if you can. That's the least you can do, basically.
Exactly. But don't say that's not my problem.
Fuck you, bitch. Like, don't say that's not my problem. Mero mental health bro. Like, oh my god. Mero mental health. Come on, man. If a 16-year-old comes to me saying I was raped, I will take it seriously. I would obviously maybe not do every step my mom
take it like at least support the girl.
Exactly. And if you can't support like back to back, like, obviously get it, life gets in the way. I know you have your priorities.
You have your own problems.
Just lead her to somewhere where she can ask help more comfortably. Your destination be a bus. You don't have to be a fucking plane. Like, just be a bus for her to go somewhere that she can, help on it. Like, you don't have to be the.
Yeah, exactly. Don't reject her in a way that she loses hope.
Yeah,
because that has a knock-on effect. If she loses hope from one person, that could be the what's this saying? That could be the strand that broke the camel's back. That could be her last call of help. Like, you could be her last call.
I mean, she did attempt suicide multiple times. Exactly. So, I mean, be glad she's still alive. For us to hear this, and then for us to reevaluate, and for all these women out there to feel empowered to share their stories. If it wasn't for her, would it? I mean, but it wouldn't be up to this extent. It wouldn't be as effective as this. I'm being honest. Like, she did a bloody good job on that.
Can I say something about the suicidal attempts as well?
Mm-hmm.
I think people, I think I've seen comments where, oh, if she's suicidal, why is she filming it? Or like, suicidal feel when a man आएर त्यसरी strongly बोल्छ and all that. And I'm like, you don't fucking know what suicide is, okay? What people need to understand is, suicide is a temporary state of mind, okay? So when you're feeling suicidal, in that moment, you have no control over what you're gonna do to yourself. Yeah, at other times, you may have a bit more control over what you're gonna say. You might stop yourself from committing suicide. But when people actually commit suicide, that's when they're in such a really bad temporary state of mind that they have no control over what they're gonna do. And that will, they will attempt suicide then. But when they've gone through the trauma, they come out, and they have a bit more control over what they've done. It's almost like, sometimes when we have, this is really bad, and I'm not trying to undermine a big topic like suicide too with such a small example. If I were to say, if I'm craving for something, sometimes I'm able to stop craving, sometimes I may not stop craving. That happens. So it's the same thing with suicide. When you're in a state of mind where you are not able to stop yourself from killing yourself, that's when suicide attempts happen. But doesn't mean it goes away. It's always there.
There's this Didi who used to work for Samaritans, okay? So if you don't know, that's like a suicide helpline, and they can't track where you live, whatever. She has heard so many suicide attempts and so many deaths in her life, so all you can do is just be on the phone, like people stabbing each other to popping pills to everything. All she can do is like, can it wait another day? Can it wait another hour?
Exactly.
That's all you can do, and that's just how common it is. But people just only do weak on the suicide gore. Like, oh my god, maybe you weren't there for her to be that weak. Like, come on.
Nah. People who think, first of all, when I say suicide is a temporary state, suicide attempt is a temporary state of mind. If somebody interrupts that state of mind, then suicidal attempts don't happen. That's the first and the immediate way of interfering a suicidal attempt. When they're feeling it so intensely, you go and you put a stop to it, or you kind of like deter the situation or prevent it. Second of all, weak people don't commit suicide, okay? People get to that point because 10 days they had good, 1 day they had bad, okay? So you don't say that they didn't have the strength to live those 10 days, it takes the amount of strength it takes for a person to live through their trauma every day, and then that 1% of bad day when they had it and they committed suicide in that, you're calling them weak. You're completely discounting the 10 good days that I had. Like,
it's costo, like, I don't think people will understand mental health unless you've been in it. That's how I can describe it. I haven't been to that extreme. But what I have is pretty shitty. Like, I'm still trying to find my ways around it. But when people said, oh, but then you're going out and about, like, what do you know? What do you know? To even like wake up and brush your teeth and literally look presentable, that is a trek in itself. So when people commit suicide, I just feel really sorry for them. Like, I'm really sorry no one was there that time to distract you. And it doesn't even work. Like the lady who works for Samaritans, she said it herself, like, for ma bola someone's literally killed themselves. She heard it. She had to go through the whole thing. And it's that extent. So don't just make it like it's not easy, okay? I don't know how to describe it to people to make them understand any better.
No, that's literally it. Like, people who commit suicide are always living with it. It's heavy to live with it. So the amount of strength it takes to live with it, just because they've failed 1 day out of 10 doesn't mean they're weak. They're strong enough. They're strong enough to live through the trauma, so they're strong enough. They're more stronger than you are.
And probably that was not even that day. It was probably that hour as well. Sometimes it's just that. Okay, literally. So please be kind to people around you. I know. And just go with your gut and stop spreading this BS shit about she asked for it. Like, I'm sorry, we're in 2022. I'm done with this. Like, I hope we don't have to make another podcast to explain this again.
Nah,
record playing on Bella.
We will. I'm sure we will come back to these kind of
topics. Oh, of course.
We gotta keep the conversation going.
No, we will come back because we feel so passionate about it. Number one, number two, people don't seem to get it, so we will until it's like the hand washing routine, isn't it? You just keep until you get it right. Okay? That's us on your ears right now.
Oh my goodness.
So all we can do from now is just educate the people around you. And a man, woman, dubele. It's not just the men that's the problem. It's women that we don't support our women. Women we don't believe our women as well. So that's like a big issue right now. We can't have that.
And men victims as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. And men victims, it's harder for them to come out because you're not supposed to be abused apparently.
And त्यो पनि हैन के बिचारा किन बोलेको टाइप्स के तिमी त चुप लाएर बस्ने जन आइमी मान्छे मात्रै बोल्छ it's hard for men, like it's hard for them as well.
The double standards it down again.
Yeah.
Because you're a man, like why didn't you stop it? And I'm like, what? Like what are you saying?
It's
a victim is a victim regardless of what gender they are. An abuser is an abuser regardless of
what gender they are.
Like
you could be a woman and you could abuse.
Does not discriminate.
Exactly. Abuse is abuse at the end of the day. So I hope you learned something from it, and I hope this podcast is a conversation starter. And if you feel like you want to talk about it to your friends and you don't know how to talk about it, send this podcast and then be like, "Oi, have you been abused? And have you had anyone? How did you react? Did you freeze? Did you slap 10 times?" Like just make this like a conversation starter, because that's the only way we can make it easier.
And more than that, have a support system for you and for your friends as well. And you could be the support system, they could be your support system.
Yeah, like we said, you don't have to be the king, the emperor, and do everything for them, but you can be the boss that leads them to somewhere that is more supportive. Like for Mina Didi with the mental health client she had, that might not be the best thing she did, but that led her to that. And I'm not saying your sati lai huncha ni that's a therapy like saying it and her actually signing up for it, that's a whole new ball game. Right? Let's just
man.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything nice to say,
just keep quiet. Just listen.
Being physically present is also a good support system. And you may not know what to say, but be there. Hold her hand. Hold his hand.
Hugs. Just be there. Like you don't have to say. Okay, like I feel like we often just listen, not to listen, but listen to reply. So just listen to listen if you can't say anything. Like you don't have to reply. It's frustrating, man. So I hope you have a good one, and we'll see you on the next one.